I wholeheartedly welcome you to my channel. I am a digital artist in profession and a software instructor. I have created a set of instructions on Adobe Photoshop, basically for beginners. Here I am giving you a brief knowledge on the software. So let's get started. Adobe Photoshop is a software where you can create your own designs, your own structures, and it is basically designed in order to make a different kind of photo manipulation to design your posters and stuff. Whenever you start your Photoshop application or your software, you usually have to make things on some canvas, some surface. Even if you are trying to paint on anything or draw on anything, you need a piece of paper or even at least a surface on which you can use different stuffs in order to bring out your artwork. Similarly, in your Photoshop, you can see some of my files are already displaying here in a small icons. They actually means that these are my already created posts or my currently working posters. Any of these, if I want to go back and work onto them or make any changes, I just need to click on them and that application will be open for me. Or I mean to say that file or the folder will be open for me. That is nothing but one of those which are present over here. Other than these, if I want to open any other file which is already there in my system or anything, I just need to go to open and a dialog box will appear and you need to browse it back to your folder where you want to open your file. The other thing what you can see here is create. So what does this create does is it means it's a complete blank full box where you can specify your own size of your canvas or your paper to draw, manipulate and other stuffs. If you see on your this dialog box top most thing, you see something is called as Photoshop, something photos, something is called as print, something is called as artwork and illustrations. What are these actually? These are the size of the canvases or the papers which your Photoshop is providing to you by default, or you can say these are the templates on which you can work on to see. These will be nothing but a square or a rectangle white screen. In the middle it will be just like a white piece of paper where you need to do your work. When you go to your photos, there will be some predefined measurements and your resolutions on which you can go and edit your pictures. Print is basically when you're trying to print out something like your pamphlets, brochures, menus and other stuffs. Some of them are already given by some sizes, and other than these, if you want to go for any other size, then you need to enter the values. Similarly comes for art and illustration, basically when you're trying to create a posters, a billboards or your graphical uploads. Next you have web. Web is basically when you're trying to create a layout for your web page, then you can go for any of these options. Similarly comes for mobile, it's basically for uploading any picture or creating a layout for your Android application or iOS application. It's just like a pictorial representation how your software will work. So before actually creating the software, you need to create a layout and then you need to start coding it. Next comes film and video. Yes, Photoshop is not a software to edit your films and videos. It is basically for photo manipulation and bringing out the effects on your photos as per your requirements. But still, you can edit your films or your clips or even your small kind of animation to some extent in your Photoshop. That also is done if your system is a very strong graphical software. The graphical card is very strong and you have a RAM that is above 8 GB. Only then you will be able to edit and manipulate. Even here in your Photoshop, there are some commands, there are some other than all of these which are present here, the templates what is given by the software. If you want to create your own size of your canvas, you can just go here for your width and height of the canvas and a rectangle or a square shape will be created for you. You can even specify in which units are you going to work. Are you working in inches or are you working in centimeters, millimeters and etc. You can even specify the dimensions, that is your length, your width and your height of your file. Next, you can specify whether do you want it an orientation of a portrait or a orientation of a landscape. If it is a portrait, you can see when I am toggling between the portrait and the landscape, your values are also toggling between the width and the height. It means that the size is going to be remain same, only the values will be interchanged. Then you can see something here called as resolution, which is telling us 300 right now. So it means that it is in the maximum of its range. It means any photo, if you're trying to expand it, that is zoom in as much as possible, or if you're trying to display it on a very big screen, it will not show the picture pixelated form, like in a form of a cubes or bricks. If you keep it for 150, that is your intermediate level, this is good and fine for your printing purpose, like printing your menus, your brochures, your pamphlets, your visiting cards, your ID cards, and everything. Next comes 72. This is the very lowest resolution. This is fine for printing books. The books, what you can see for your novels, your author, your biopics and all, there the pictures are not so much resoluted. They don't need any resolution more there. There is no much concentration of different colors there, unless and until it's a cartoon or a children picture book where you have a very nice color combination, very vibrant and gradients of colors are there and everybody are blooming and luminous. Then you may need to make it 300. Right now I am trying to keep my file, what I am creating, to be on my highest resolution because I am going to move this file from digital purpose. Then there is something called as color mode. Color mode come up with different forms of it. They come in grayscale, they come in RGB, they come in CMYK. Basically, we will be concentrating on one, that is your RGB and CMYK, because this is only a beginner briefing on the software. The first thing is RGB. RGB is kept if you're trying to move any of your drawings or creation only in digital way, like from screen to screen. If you're moving from laptop to your system, from your system to your mobile, or from your laptop or on your website and stuff. CMYK is basically for when you're trying to print something. You know, our printers or any printers in the place, they work in CMYK colors. That is your cyan, that is a kind of blue, magenta kind of red, yellow, you already know, and the other colors, and K is for the black actually. So now, right now, I'm not going to print anything what I am creating. It will be only from one digital to the other digital. So I'll keep it to my RGB itself. Next, there is something called as background. I am keeping it to the white, but you can keep it as black, or you can even take a color of it. So right now I'll take it white and I'll show you where this white actually comes. Now, when I am creating a new folder, there will be many windows by default opened or created on my screen. So this is the Photoshop interface the moment you open your screen. The first thing what you see here is there are some windows which are already open for you. There is one toolbar present here. There is one bar above it which gives you the properties or the options under each of the tool present here. It's a kind of an option bar. Next, you have a big selection bar. Whatever you want to do onto your canvas or image, or if you're going for any edit or layering, most of these will be here for you. Now, how is that this screen appeared for me? I choose the size of my file and the file size he has created to me. I just cross this by Control H because I want to show you the white screen. The white color for the background what I picked is because this folder or my canvas is now white in color. The moment you open any folder by new one, you will see there is something called as background and it will be locked for you. If I go for move tool is just like a default, staying it on a safer side and not being in any other command and trying to disturb or make any unwanted changes. And I'm trying to move this. The moment I leave it or left clicks, I'll tell you when to use your right click, everything is left, and he's asking me, do you want to convert it into a normal layer? If I say yes, convert it, you can see now I'm able to move that white canvas between my mouse, and here the lock is also gone and the name has changed to layer 0, means now I can go for my editing. The other way to do that, so I'll just go Control Z, the other way to do is just unlock this and it will be done. So these are the two ways to unlock your layer. Now, there are so many situations. Anytime you can move them around. Like if I pull this toolbar out, I can move it. I can pull out anything from this space. I can pull out my swatches, I can pull out my libraries like this. Now what I have done is I have disturbed my layout. It's not like I have done anything very big wrong. If I want, I can just take it back. You can see that blue color. When you see that, leave your left click. It will go and get yourself attached there. But I don't want to do it one by one. I want it to be done in one single click. So that is here on the right top, drop down and just say right now you are in essential layout, that is your interface, and then click on to reset your essentials. Everything will be back to its place for default. Alright,